do with it. You know, you shouldn't really have done that. You should have used a more reasonable force.
Oh, yes, when you're getting attacked in the middle of the night, you're supposed to control yourself. Amazing, and that's what Reclaiming the Blade's all about. We'll talk about the film in our final segment with our guest, John Rhys-Davies, straight ahead. We really appreciate him giving us this time in the evening.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator this summer. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded, especially with the high-demand summer months ahead. Number 4, the hurricane and dangerous summer storm season is here again. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, a longtime sponsor of ours. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun yet, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call toll-free 877-327-0365. This is Alex Jones. Have you heard of the Millionaire Patriot? Well, you should. He has a free handgun and 5 days of firearms training waiting for you. That's right. You can attend 5 days of world-class gun training at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute and secure a 30-state concealed weapons permit, all for pennies on the dollar. Plus, if you act fast, the Millionaire Patriot will give you a free Springfield Armory XD pistol in the caliber of your choice. I believe now is the time that you and your family need to be armed and trained to levels that exceed law enforcement and military standards. Front Sight provides such training without any boot camp mentality or drill instructor attitudes. This is real. Don't miss out. Secure a Front Sight defensive handgun course, plus a 30-state concealed weapons permit for pennies on the dollar, and get your free handgun. Go to frontsight.com today. That's FRONTSIGHT.com. Go to frontsight.com for your training and free gun. Santa Cruz, California, who owns one of our affiliate radio stations. He got laid off from a job he loved many years ago. He was devastated, but it taught him a lesson very early in life, that even when you do a great job for someone and your boss tells you how much he appreciates you every day, there is no job security. You are always in danger of losing your job unless you take charge of your livelihood and own your own business. Since you are the boss, nobody can fire you. So MZ has been his own boss for over 37 years, and he is passionate about turning other people on to the joys and benefits of working for themselves and not for others. MZ wants to tell you about a low-cost home business opportunity involving the marketing of healthful dark chocolate that can help people lose weight and set you up with an impressive compounding monthly income. Visit chocolate.ownmyself.com and check out the opportunity. That's chocolate.ownmyself.com. It takes very little money, and if you're interested, MZ wants to talk to you. Remember, chocolate.ownmyself.com.
Don't worry. This show is documented. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring.
You know, I forgot to tell you that Viggo Mortensen is also in Reclaiming the Blade. And this is a 2-disc special. So before our guests leave you, I'm going to have the director tell you where you can get a copy of it. Well, reclaimingtheblade.com is one place, and it's going to hit TV and stores very, very soon if it hasn't already hit. I was lucky. I got this like 2 months ago and saw it before anybody else had, and so I'm not up to date on where it is and where it's airing, but I know it's going to be on TV or has already been on a bunch of TV stations. So we'll find out all those details with the director, Daniel McNichol, here in just a moment. But I'm telling you, I am blown away by talking to the man who played all these great roles that I was just such a fan of as a kid, but even modern day. I love Lord of the Rings. I'm always talking about Washington D.C. and these major capitals as Mordor and the all-seeing eye of Sauron looking down on us. And John Rhys-Davies is, of course, Gimli. Will I have to run all the way to Isengard? I'm probably torturing him doing his lines.
That's a very good representation of that, yes, right. But you see, Lord of the Rings is very much about that. It's very much about a challenge coming to your civilization that will either destroy your civilization or you must rise and stand up and fight for it. And if you don't, you'll lose your civilization. And if you do, you might just save it.
Now we've got Gimli on the air with us. Gimli, what was it like working with Aragorn of Arathorn?
Aragorn, he's the best. I mean, as men go, he's just about the best. They were all a grand bunch assisting me in the recovery of that ring. I must say, they all did very well. But it is essentially a dwarf story, about the recovery of the ring, with the help of hobbits and others. Yes.
Well, the ring did come from below the ground, and that's the realm of dwarves.
That's right. It was our goal originally, I fear. But you've got to be careful of the concentration of power, you see. Power does corrupt, and absolute power does corrupt absolutely.
One ring to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them?
One ring to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them. In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie.
Oh, my God. You know what? I really want to get you back on sometime because this has been an amazing interview. You're even got more energy in person, and it's just a lot of fun because I'm a big fan of those movies as well. And then to find out you're a lover of liberty and a patriot. Before we go to the director, and you've been gracious to stay with us while the director's on with us, we were kind of ranting during the breaks talking, and you were bringing up some of the other tyrannies that Europe and England are coming under that were outraging you and that have the rest of the citizenry outraged. What are some of the other beefs that you have with what's happening right now in Europe and England?
Well, in Britain in particular, our Chancellor, who is a man, our ex-Chancellor, who is now our Prime Minister, is a man of extraordinary self-delusion. I mean, he really did believe that his activity saved the world during the banking crisis. He is confidently saying that, he will not cut public services. At a time when, for instance, 100,000 private sector jobs were lost, he managed to add 30,000 public sector employees. In the end, you cannot spend your way out of debt. In the end, everyone in the private sector supports all the people in the public sector. In the end, government works for us, not for us working for the government. These are just inalienable truths, but somehow they seem to be forgotten so easily by every damn Tom and political jack. Sorry.
No, you're right, but it's a vertically integrated economy. And it's same here in the United States. Everything's collapsing. We're losing 640+ thousand jobs a month, and they're expanding the size of government, and they're increasing all the taxes, and the shops are starting to all close, and the government says, we're going to hold you by your legs, and like the sheriff of Nottingham, and shake the shillings out of your pockets. I mean, it's almost like they want us to have a revolution. It's like they want to force us into confrontation.
Well, I don't think it's that. There is a belief that if you hold circuses and give bread and just give and give and give, then you will create an electorate that's wholly obligated to you. Unfortunately, in the end, the buck has to stop somewhere, and the only way out of it is that government will have to start printing paper. And I've lived in societies where inflation has gone to 3%, 4%, 5% a day. Imagine having save up your life savings is $10,000. It's a good little hunk. With that $10,000, you can actually do something. And in the space of 1 year, that $10,000 isn't worth enough to buy your family a meal. You imagine how mad you'd be. And that was Yugoslavia, just 15, 18 years ago, 20 years ago.
Well, look at Zimbabwe. Look at look in fact, all this money they've spent is guaranteed to start coming back in. We're already seeing inflation in many areas go up, even though housing's going down. It's kind of a nightmare stag inflation that's starting to set in.
Yes, indeed. And